Hi everybody, welcome back to another video. I am filming here at my hotel room in London. We are staying at the Marriott at Canary Wharf. A few days after the Dutch Pen Show, my husband Jay has some work here, so I am kind of recuperating. Yesterday we spent a very full day in London. I went to Harrods. I picked up a beautiful new bag at Mulberry. We had afternoon tea at Harrods. It was a really special day. We were gone out of our hotel room from 10 in the morning until 11 at night. At the end of the night, we went to an incredible performance. It was called Stranger Things, The First Shadow. This is only running in London, and it's a prequel to the first Stranger Things episode. It takes place in 1959, and it's about Vecna. So if you've seen the fourth season of Stranger Things, this is something that kind of leads up to the Stranger Things story. It was phenomenal. It was really intense. So we had a very full day. Today my husband is working, and I just had some time to actually sit and reflect on the Dutch Pen Show, which was an absolute whirlwind. I really feel that one day was not enough for me because I taught a workshop and there was just so much more that I wanted to get to and take my time, and it just went by so quickly. If you went to the Dutch Pen Show, let me know if it went by really fast for you as well. It was such a fun experience, and I met so many people who were just so kind and wonderful to me. I loved teaching my workshop. Thank you to everybody who attended. I was a school teacher before I started my reselling business in 2018. I was a stay-at-home mom for several years, but I do have my master's in special education, and teaching is really my first love. So it was so nice to be in a classroom setting and teach my inky embellishment workshop. So I am back in my hotel room. I decided to put on a dress to teach my class. I went down first thing this morning just so I could get my Mont Blanc worked on by Philip, and I wanted to get my Leonardo pen, which I secured. I ended up getting a stub nib, and it's so beautiful. I don't know, I'm feeling like a little overwhelmed. It's really starting to fill in now, so it was a good time for me to just kind of step away, come upstairs and get ready. My room is a mess, you can see. I ironed my dress. I have about an hour and 15 minutes into my workshop. I'm gonna try to get as much footage as I can, but truthfully, it's been difficult to think to take my phone out because it's been very busy. So I'm having fun though. All right, here is my final look. I'm comfy, but I at least put a dress on for the event. So we are going to head out now. Wish me luck. Very nice, Zoe. Does anybody else want to share? I was just over here. Oh yes, beautiful.
A flower that I copied from my pencil case.
It's beautiful.
Yes, I'm not very good at drawing, but when I try to, very nice.
I love the different shades, beautiful. I love where everyone's finding their inspiration too. We have a couple over here too.
So I made a little journal from the bottle.
Somebody else did the Robert Oster ink as well. Someone else was working on the bottle. Yeah, she did some Robert Oster ink. Not that nice. In a little palette. So nice.
So this is my first time drawing since high school. So this is something very abstract that is inspired by late Paul Klee, if you know who that is. It's a Swiss German painter, and his colleague who is more famous was Kandinsky. So this is a late style of Paul Klee, and I really like that, so I try to draw. Plus it's abstract, so I can say
There's
it's
room
not
for
my
interpretation.
skill. Yeah, it's just,
He showed me the painting that was his inspiration. I thought it was beautiful. Very nice. Thank you.
Some flowers?
Yes.
Oh, it's raining. Oh yeah.
And over there. Oh, and the
some
coffee. Oh, I love. Share to the group because I saw it. It's so lovely.
Just while traveling for next week, so.
I made him promise me he would put that in a journal next week when he's on a train. And over here, would anyone like to share? Oh, she went right into the journal. We have a brave person right in the journal.
Some memories.
I love it. The tulips are beautiful. What about our dragon? Our Game of Thrones dragon. I liked that.
I made a dragon and a fountain pen.
We love the combination. It's beautiful. Dragon fountain pen and a castle. Don't forget your castle. Thank you so much. So my workshop was taught at 1 p.m. during the day, so right in the middle of the day. So it was nice because I was able to run down first thing in the morning and get a nib grind done with my friend Philip. I brought my Mont Blanc 149. This is the one that I bought in Orlando from my friend Sid that has an extra fine bicolored nib with a split ebonite feed. I just inked it up, so it's kind of messy right now. So what I wanted Philip to do was to make it a wetter writer because it is an extra fine, and to give it a little bit of a teeny tiny stub at the top if he could, or just do something with it. I think he did like a cursive italic, and he said that when I held my pen, I leaned a little bit to the right. He was so thoughtful when he was grinding this down for me, and it's now a very juicy, extra fine writer. It doesn't feel extra fine anymore. It writes more like a fine, and you can definitely see some of the line variation. So it's an absolute joy to write with right now. I just got my fingers inked up here. I just put a new scented ink in here that I bought at a shop here in London called Choosing and Keeping. So this is the ink I just put in here. It has a beautiful like woody smell to it. I don't know if it's sandalwood or what it is, but I love it. But because it is a scented ink, it writes extremely wet, as many scented inks do. So I thought that that would make it even juicier, which it did. But I got some on my fingers here. But that is now writing so nicely. So my first stop of the day was to come see Philip. Hello, Philip.
Hello.
Good morning. And Lena. Hi, how are you?
Very nice, thank you.
Is working on, or just worked on my Mont Blanc 149, and this was an extra fine that I bought in Orlando, and he just turned it into a custom grind with a cursive italic, and it's absolutely beautiful. This is my Sailor Shikiori. It was my very first gold nib, and I grabbed this last minute because I thought it would be nice to have something special done to this. Even though we just tuned it, it writes even better now. This was a bit of a dry writer. Philip opened it up. It's just beautiful, and I'm so glad I decided to bring this. It was a treat to have a few pens worked on.
If you want to.
Sure. I mean, I know they typically have some feedback, but like a little bit softer and a little juicier.
Whatever you like.
Yeah, I think a little softer and a little juicier would be good.
Sure,
okay. So this is his setup here. So if you're ever at a pen show and you want to find Philip, look for the bow tie.
Yeah.
Right? And he's giving these away in the goodie bag out front, which I think is so incredible because it is a little guide that shows you the width of your nib. So you can either put it right on the page and line it up to see line width. Like that's about a 0.5 or maybe a 0.6 on the downstroke. I think this is so helpful.
It is.
I love it. Thank you.
We will have a great day at the Dutch Pen Show and hope to see you on the Pen Show near you.
You doing anything in the States?
I hope so. In the future, I will definitely go there, but for now, it's only
For now,
Europe.
it's here.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Bye-bye. The other pen that I had worked on was like one of the last things I did, and this was my Visconti Homo Sapiens lava pen, and Matthew Chen worked on this. Okay, so I ended up with Matthew here, and I was able to sample all of these, and I was between the Kodachi and the cursive italic for my Visconti, and we decided to go with the cursive italic. So he's working on it right now. I'm so excited. He did a very slicey cursive italic on this, and wow, it writes like a dream. There was very little interaction with Matthew. He went right to work and he was very efficient. It's just beautiful. He was like one and done. He handed it back to me and I wrote with it, and I really couldn't think of anything that I wanted different. I was thinking that maybe I wanted it a little softer, like a cursive smooth italic, but as I wrote with it, I really liked the sliciness of it. And this was originally a medium nib, and so this was super quick. So both of those custom grinds were $65. So those were the pens that I worked on. Now let's talk about some of the pens that I bought. The very first pen that I purchased in the morning, and it turns out I didn't have to be so panicked about this, but I ran to Apple Boom to purchase the Dutch Pen Show Limited Sugar Rush by Leonardo, and it is just gorgeous. I have several Leonardos. I only have one Leonardo, however, that has a gold nib, and that is my Leonardo Sand. It has this beautiful ebonite feed, as does this one. This one also has an ink window, and I just love the swirls of pink and orange together. I bought it in a stub nib because my primary manipulation Leonardo is the only other stub that I own, and that's in a steel nib. It's not a very wide stub nib, which I like, so I ended up getting the rose gold trim. This was the priciest pen that I got at the show, but I mean, just look at this. I'm not going to do any ink samples today because I'm just going to kind of walk through the show. In several future videos, I will share with you like up close and personal details about all of these pens, but this is just gorgeous. I absolutely love the orange with the pink swirls, and I looked at several pens, and this was the one that I loved the most, and it's just beautiful. It's just so pretty. I love how this is like an orange section here and it swirls out from here. Just beautiful. I was then kind of focused on inks, and I'm currently mourning the loss of my favorite inks that I bought at the show. I don't know where they are. I'm currently in my hotel room and I cannot find my Lululemon belt bag, which is where I'm pretty sure I put these small inks. So I'm very sad about it because I bought the most beautiful inks from the folks over at Shanghai Inks. I spent a fair amount of time at their booth, and they were just the most lovely couple. They met in Shanghai and they started this business, and their inks were not crazy saturated. They had a softness to them. They had a neutral smokiness. I just loved those inks. And I bought 4 little ones, and they were really reasonably priced, and I think they're gone, as well as my Lululemon belt bag. I did happen to ink up this with one of the inks, which was like a grayish green, I want to say. But anyways, I'm very sad about that. Definitely check them out. They were my favorite inks of the day, and I got 4 different ones. I do have some footage from Journal This. This was a female duo, and they make all of their own designs. They make their own ink. They make their own stickers, their own washi tape. Their journals are beautiful. There aren't many stationery people here, but I am in love with all of the things at this shop here. They have some beautiful inks, notebooks. I loved the eucalyptus, and I had to get the fountain pen stickers, and I loved this pink lotus sheet of stickers. There is a softness to their artwork, and I bought 2 of their inks as well. This is called Pinked, and it is that brownish pink that I love, and I was really leaning towards these golden browns or like mustardy colors. This is called Muse Art, and you'll see some of the other inks that I bought while I was here are similar to this. I always tend to gravitate towards one color and then really lean in. So this happened to be the color that I was leaning into, and actually this looks really pretty with the Leonardo, with the orange swirls with this. Really pretty. I also bought some washi tape from Journal This. It was just a great little booth. I will try to leave links to the people who I shopped with so that you can check them out. I definitely have to reach out to the folks over at Shanghai, reorder the inks, because I am heartbroken that I left it behind. Luckily, I only got their $4.50 size. I was really tempted to get their full bottles, which were only $18 or $19, and it was a big bottle. But I wanted to behave and get smaller sizes, and now in hindsight, I probably should have bought the larger bottles because I wouldn't have lost those, but I got these tiny little bottles. Anyway, I will reach out and get more. This is the Dutch Pen Show Pink. Everybody who attended my workshop got the bottom bottle, which was the Dutch Pen Show Sugar Rush ink from Robert Oster. Yoast also supplied everybody in my class with a second bottle of ink that was included with their price. They also got a Kaweco pen. I happen to already have this mellow blue, but he gave mellow blue, teal, and kind of like a sagey green color. This one is mine, but people were able to choose the pens that they liked. I want to talk about Shark Craft. This was a very spontaneous purchase, but I don't regret it. I probably didn't need 2 of these, but they gave me a good deal on 2. But how adorable are these mushroom leather journals? This is an A5 size. This is a passport size, and they are hand painted and they are just adorable. They also included 2 notebooks inside with different mushroom art. I just fell in love with their work. Vanessa got a pen case from them, which I didn't realize at the time. It was a 9-slot pen case, but then it opened up slightly and you were also able to put a notebook in there. And it was just fantastic. And also look on the inside. Look at how cute. I ended up taking this notebook out of here because they also gave 2 inserts in the smaller traveler's notebook as well. Before I left for the Dutch Pen Show, I showed a video on how I was getting together my traveler's notebook in passport size, and I was going to dedicate 1 notebook just to some of the ink samples from the show. I ended up using this instead of the one I packed because this was from the show. There was a massive table that everybody had donated inks to outside of the main hall. There were 2 rooms for the pen show. If I had a second day, I probably would have sat there and just swatched this entire book. I ended up just swatching the pens, the inks that I ended up purchasing. They also gave me a little mushroom bag, and they were so sweet over there. Their work is just such quality, so I will link them below. P.W. Ackerman was also there, and this is very similar to this Muse art. Look at how similar this color is. I didn't realize it at the time. I just love these bottles, and they were one of the sponsors for the day. I have the Tools to Live By bottle, and I like the design of this so much better, like monumentally better than that design. I kind of regret buying that ink. The design of the bottle is pretty, but the ball on the top doesn't sit well. This looks like I have a bunch of ink up there that I should probably get back down into the bottle before I travel home. This was a great table that was busy. You should definitely check out Vanessa's walkthrough on Instagram to see some of the other tables that were there, because I think she spent a little bit more time with some of the vendors than I did. The next pen that I bought was from a company out of Israel called Scopus. The gentleman who sold this pen to me was a character. We met him the night before there was a dinner for all of the vendors and people teaching workshops. So Vanessa and I hung out. I think she posted Instagram Live, and we were having a fun time drinking Dark and Stormies. Scopus, Pens of Jerusalem, Nature's Way of Writing. So he had one series called Van Gogh, and Van Gogh is from the area, so I thought it was kind of fitting to get one of his Van Gogh pens. And he said that he did one pen that he was inspired to do for the Dutch Pen Show because the color was pink. So there are dried flowers in here. Some of his pens are made out of wood. I love the finial. It's kind of a matte finish. I love the feel of the pen. I love the size of it. It's outfitted with a Jowo nib. My only observation is that I wish there was a silver nib to go with the hardware here, because this is gold and this is silver. And from a design standpoint, I didn't love that, but it's also a Jowo nib, so I can swap that out, but it has his logo on here. So it's a minor detail, but I think it would have been nice if he had matched this to that. The pen itself is absolutely beautiful. And then he gave me this little stand with flowers in here. I don't have anything like this, and I just thought it was so pretty. The grip is more of like a kind of a vanilla yellowish color. It's just so pretty. This was a pretty spontaneous purchase. It was something different that I didn't have in my collection. This was one that he made special for the Dutch pen show, and he gave me the little stand to go with it, and it was kind of a moment. So it writes beautifully. I got a medium nib, and I love this pen. It's very unique, and it will be a nice memory from the Dutch pen show. This is my friend. He's from Israel.
Yes.
But he has grandchildren who were born in Massachusetts. Tell them what you called me.
Mass hole.
A masshole.
Yes. But they're beautiful, and also you're beautiful, because I like the people in Massachusetts.
We're good people.
Very warm and friendly.
Yes.
We have a new breed in the world of pens. The world of natural elements, flowers, shrubs, woods, stones. All kinds of materials that are natural. Cactus, everything that we make from natural products. Stones,
Gorgeous.
Turkish stones. Or we have a new collection. This is a gentleman collection, which is a unique
I love this
pens
one.
that are made with acacia branches. And you look on the internal part of the wood, of the small branches of the acacia.
Beautiful.
This is our new gentleman collection. And here we move to Van Gogh. Our Van Gogh collection is also built on flowers and branches and leaves.
Just like his
this
artwork.
is called the Sunflower of Van Gogh. This is the wheat field. This is Starry Night.
Oh, beautiful.
The one that you took from Van Gogh. Van Gogh used to paint a lot. The bar or the pub.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, there's a few pictures that he did in the same atmosphere.
Okay.
And he used these colors of the orange. Colors of the dark orange that are moving into the evening.
Pretty.
And here I made for this exhibition combination of pink bougainvillea with leaves for this special exhibition.
It's absolutely beautiful.
All you have to do is tell Josh that this pen is not his.
Tell Yost, it's mine. I love it.
Mama
Hello.
Scopus, she made the name.
It's beautiful.
Yes, because we don't do any pen without her confirmation.
I love it.
Yes?
You have the final say.
Yes. Mama Scopus.
She's got a good eye. Thank you. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Isn't he a character? I did go over to Galen Leathers. I wish I had bought a pen case. I have all these pens. I didn't buy a pen case, but I did finally get my everyday book from Galen Leather. This was close to $40. This came in the carmine red. It's kind of like a rust color. It's really beautiful. I'm going to put it aside and use it for my morning pages or do something special with this. Their pages are not lined, but all of their books come with like a guide that you can put in the back, so you can have grid paper or you can have lines and you put it in back of the paper and write over it. I have the everyday journals that are much thinner that I love, so I wanted to get a full proper journal. So I got this from Galen Leather. They had such beautiful things. A viewer gave these notebooks to me. These are Graphilo. She gave me loose sheets in the A5. She also gave me graph paper and I think blank paper notebooks. Let me know in the comments if you know Graphilo or Graphio. She had the most beautiful ink journals with this paper. So I'm just going to let Lynn, my friend and viewer, show you her incredible, beautiful ink journals, because I won't be able to do them justice, but she gifted these to me to try these notebooks. I'm very excited about this. Okay, I just met my friend Lynn and she's sharing her ink journals with us. Look at this beauty. These are all, what kind of, oh my gosh, look at the artwork.
Yeah.
This is a humbling experience. Oh my goodness. Look at Jimi Hendrix making an appearance. These are so beautiful. So are you just doing certain ones where you feature like your favorite ink and then where you do like a review?
All of them. I saw well,
of course.
So this is the sampling, and then each one gets an
These are all the
individual
bottles I have, and then I make
an
books.
individual page.
And then I make each page, and then I look up, try to find the information on the brand, on the and then I do a swatch, and I do the.
And you're doing these in
chromatography.
Midori notebooks?
Graphilo.
Oh, Graphilo.
Is the best.
Are they here today?
I will gift you if it's okay.
Oh, I would
some,
love
because it is wonderful. You really must try this.
I would love
It's the Inferno Red. It's a beautiful color as well. So yeah, I don't have an Instagram, but I could.
Weren't those incredible? I was just in awe of how beautiful those notebooks were. And what she did was when she folded out like all of the greens or all of the reds, she was just adding a loose leaf paper and ticking it in with like a piece of tape on the back side so she could fold them in. And then that way she could keep adding to the journal. And each notebook was one color family. So she had them all numbered, like 1 through however many bottles of particular color she had. And then once you flip that over, she started and she would have them numbered. And like she said, tell a little bit about the company or the color ink. She would give all sorts of samples, and oh, it was just so beautiful. Some people are so talented. So I wanted to share Lynn with you. She was so sweet. I actually met her in Vanessa's class. I popped in to say hi to Vanessa at her workshop, and I met Lynn, and she shared that notebook with me. More paper. I did get a lot of paper because I use paper all the time. This is a company that's new to me. They had a booth at the show. They were so sweet. This lovely couple from India. This is Ayush paper. And I got a couple of their notepads. It's 100 GSM paper. They don't use any bleach in their paper, and it's really nice. This was after I had my Mont Blanc worked on. I was just sampling the paper. It's like a soft white. I also got 2 smaller notebooks because I wanted just a notebook that I could doodle on for Instagram posts. So I kind of like the top spiral when I'm doing Instagram artwork. So this is like the larger size. Then I got a smaller notebook from them. So this was €10, and then the 2 smaller ones were 5 each. So got their paper too. I'm well stocked up on notebooks, but my favorite notebook of the entire weekend was something I bought right at the end. And that is this beautiful vegan pebbled leather notebook in this beautiful blush pink. And it has this feather right here. It's got a couple bookmarks. I wish I had bought a couple of these because the writing experience is beautiful. This is that pinked color. I already started my new morning pages in here. I'm having such a great time in this notebook, and it was just beautiful. So they were charging €22.50, which I think is such a great deal. I don't know if these pages are numbered, but this is a thick journal. I loved the scalloped edges. I've already had a couple people reach out about this, so I will link below what the name of this company is, or you guys can take a screenshot. It's Art Bean. I can't remember the booth at the show. When you first walked into the second room, there was a Sakura booth, and that's also where I bought my Scribble pen that I will show you in a second. And then this was right to the left of that booth. I don't think this was Sakura. I could be wrong. It was at the end of the day and they were breaking down. But Art Bean Vegan. So you can find this online. I only found notebooks for €29 plus shipping. I didn't find this in America, so I haven't seen this on any websites in the US. So ARTEBENE. I'll link anything I can for this company. I will definitely be buying another one of these notebooks. It's soft and squishy, and it's just perfect for everyday writing. It has this nice little front page that said this book belongs to. They have a beautiful selection of covers. So this is what I'm currently using for my morning pages, and I feel like this will last me all summer. Usually my morning pages, I usually use the Leutram notebooks, which are, gosh, probably about maybe 2/3 of this, or maybe even half. So I think this will definitely last me at least all summer, because usually I go through those Leutram notebooks every 3 months. One of my last purchases of the day was my Scribble. So just prior to my workshop, I went into the second room and I noticed there was a guy who had a small selection of pre-owned Scribos. He had one, it was like a grayish swirl, very beautiful Scribo feel. And it was priced at $4.75. And then the Laudatas were $4.25. And I really wanted this one gray Scribo feel. And I said, I'm gonna go teach my class. If I come out and it's gone, it wasn't meant to be, but I really want it. And of course I came out of my class and it was sold, and I was very sad. And then he was packing things up, and I asked if he had any other Scribos. He shared this one with me, which is the Laudata. And I was so happy that I didn't get the gray one because I love this and I hadn't seen it earlier in the day. This is the Orfici. So stunning and so beautiful. I have one other Laudata, and it is the Nymphia. And I think I actually like the Laudata a little bit better than the feel. The feel has all the facets, and I think it's really beautiful when the light hits it. I have the Madalena in just that that dusty pink. Oh, and also I don't have any Scribos that have the gold toned clip in hardware. So I was really happy about this. This has a broad flex nib. I have a fine flex nib in the Madalena, and it's not my favorite. This is much softer and subtle, I guess. I think that's because when you're going from fine to flex, it's a long way to go. But when you're already broad and you're going into a flex, I think it's just more subtle. And I love this pen. I think it's my favorite Scribo to date. It was technically pre-owned. Sorry, again, ink all over, but look at how beautiful this pen is. I was so happy. I felt like this pen was meant to be. I got a good deal on it because it was pre-owned. I just couldn't be happier. So these are the pens that I got at the show. I knew I would probably be leaning in to European pens. So these are both Italian pens, and this one is a maker pen. I think when I go to Yoseka in August, I will be more leaning towards the Japanese design. I know that Daisy is going to have a lot of vendors from Japan. There were definitely vendors from Japan at this show, but I felt like I was more in European mode. So I'm thrilled with the pens that I got. I knew I wanted to get a Scribo, but I did not meet Luca. So there was not a Scribo table, but Luca from Scribo was there, but I didn't get to meet him. So I really felt like I needed more time. It was a phenomenal experience, and I would have rather it been the way it was, where I taught the workshop and didn't have as much time to shop, than if I hadn't taught the workshop, because that was just a wonderful opportunity. And it was so nice to meet people and to teach again and be in the classroom again. It was just really fun for me. We did broadcast from the Dutch Pen Show minutes after it ended. It was Joost and I and Vanessa, of course, and then Philip popped in, and my friend Dries, who I made a purchase from as well. And I don't know if anybody else popped in. Oh, Gordon and Sander, my friends, they are 10 and 12. They were so adorable. Receiving letters from people was one of the highlights for me. This was from Sander and Gordon and their mom. Look at this picture of Lumpy. So cute. And she marked it May 8th, 2024, minute 44:38. You know how Lumpy always pops in, and he's always on the bed to the left of me in my son Anthony's room. And then they wrote a message inside. So sweet. And then they gave us some wax that glows in the dark to do wax seals. And they also gave a great card to Vanessa as well. It was just so nice. In London, I went to a store called Choosing Keeping. I ended up picking up a pen there as well, which I will share with you in another video, because I got ink from that store, and it was just a lovely store experience, and I have a lot of footage from it, so I will save that for another day. The Dutch Pen Show was a complete success. It was my first visit to the Netherlands. Now I'm in London for a couple more days, and it's just been such a great experience, and I'm very grateful that I had this experience, and I look forward to going home and using all of my new goodies. I do believe I'm going to have a no by July because I have just been off the charts lately. My birthday's in July and I have some credit at Atlas, so I might use some credit, but I'm not going to spend any money out of pocket in the month of July. I feel like my fountain pen cup is overflowing right now, and I'm looking forward to using some of the amazing new pens and inks that I've gotten over the past few months, especially those from the Dutch Pen Show. It was so much fun to broadcast Juicy Broads, spend some time with Vanessa. This is the first time I've seen her since we met in Orlando. We got some cute pictures that we might be able to use for some of our thumbnails. I hope you enjoyed today's recap of some of the things that I got at the Dutch Pen Show. If you want to see more from me, be sure to hit the subscribe button. You can turn on notifications if you'd like to be notified whenever I upload a video, and hit the thumbs up if you had a good time. Let me know if you were at the show, what a highlight was for you, if you have any pen shows that you're attending this spring, summer. It would be so nice to come back to the Dutch Pen Show next year. I think we've convinced Joost to do 2 days next year. So thanks again, everybody, for watching. I will talk to you real soon. Bye.